we must believe Election Commission of India. It's a constitutional body. Don't cast aspersions on Election Commission of India. In fact, today I'm standing here to defend Election Commission of India. Sir had said that, they've tweeted. No Election Commission of India has tweeted before. They're so transparent, accessible. In the whole thing, you had an addition of 4 crore 65 lakhs odd. Roughly about 5 crores, they say. What is the percentage of polling by BJP in Tamil Nadu? 18. That is the thing. Fast polling means more votes to NDA. So next time the faster polling, there will be seats also. That's what some people are saying. I'm not saying. Somebody went to the court about EVM, VVPAT and things like that. Just a few weeks ago. And that was, I think, Supreme Court. I was told that the bench had said that, look, elections are over. The new government is in place. Why are you raking up all these issues? This court's comment is like this. Suppose you file a case against somebody saying that this person killed that person. And the court says, look, the man is gone. It's all over. Why are you worried? Why are you coming and wasting the time of the court? So if from morning 7 to evening 6 o'clock, there was a polling of 10 lakh votes. Another 2 hours, you have another 80,000 votes or 1 lakh votes or 1,30,000 votes or 1,50,000 votes polled in each constituency. That is the new India that we have. In phase 2, 88 seats went to poll and there is no data of the polling. And in a phase where there is no data of polling, out of 88 seats, in Assam, 5 seats have gone for poll, 4 seats were won by BJP in Assam. ND. In West Bengal, 3 seats have gone for poll and all the 3 were won by BJP. In UP, 8 have gone to the polls in the second phase where the data is not declared. 8 out of 8 were won by BJP. Madhya Pradesh, 6 went to the polls. 6 out of 6 were won by the BJP. In Chhattisgarh, 3 went to the poll in the second phase. All the 3 were won by BJP. In Tripura, 1 went to the poll. That 1 was won by the BJP. J&K, 1 went to the poll. No data. That 1 was won by BJP. Have you been to a magic show? Most of you must have, isn't it? And in a magic show, the magician pulls out a pigeon from a hat. You are thrilled, isn't it? But magician is not thrilled because he knows it's fraud. So there is no data means what? Some of you are connecting and saying that if there is no data, BJP is winning. No, it so happened. What we have today is a very serious situation. We had seen a very opaque electoral funding system in this country in the form of electoral bonds. We have also seen a very opaque Election Commission of India. We have seen an election campaign which is filled with hate and divisiveness. As a result of these 3 things, we have Modi 3.0. I do not want to disbelieve a constitutional body like the Election Commission of India. Election Commission of India is a very sacrosanct organization, a constitutional body. Why should we suspect Election Commission of India? We should believe Election Commission of India. Should we not? We should believe. Do you remember Chandigarh corporation elections? Mayor election, corporation mayor. Therefore, we should believe Election Commission of India. Do you remember Surat election? where the main opposition candidate's nomination was cancelled, rejected, and all the other candidates have happily withdrawn voluntarily. And BJP candidate was declared elected unopposed. We should believe Election Commission of India. There was also an attempt, a similar situation, to be repeated in Indore. Somehow it did not happen. We should believe Election Commission of India. And when the Election Commission of India has not given the gross number of votes polled, they have given only percentages. Why do you suspect Election Commission of India? We should believe. And after so much of protest, a lot of people asked, why don't you give us voting also? They gave voting figures after 11 days. Therefore, we should believe Election Commission of India. They've done a great favor. And after that, second phase happened. Second phase happened. Results were declared later after all the 7 phases. And that happened about a month and a half ago, now almost 2 months. Second phase polling details are not available even today. Therefore, we must believe Election Commission of India. It's a constitutional body. Don't cast aspersions on Election Commission of India. I don't like it. In fact, today I'm standing here to defend Election Commission of India. Sir had said that, they've tweeted. You see? They've tweeted. No Election Commission of India has tweeted before. They're so transparent, accessible. Before the schedule was announced, one election commissioner has resigned. We do not know why he resigned. But we should believe Election Commission of India. And 2 election commissioners were appointed. When 2 election commissioners were appointed, the role of the Chief Justice of India was eliminated by way of an ordinance. Therefore, the Prime Minister of India, a minister nominated by the Prime Minister of India, the Government of India, and the leader of the opposition were the 3-member committee that decided on the appointment of election commissioners. And the leader of the opposition was given a huge list of names just a couple of hours before the committee meeting. It would take at least 2 days to read just the names. Even if he read it with the speed with which 5 crore votes were polled also, it would take so much of time. But then that leader of the opposition said, I can't read so fast. So he walked out of the meeting. Therefore, only 2 members in the committee sat and appointed 2 election commissioners. That was the Prime Minister of India and the minister appointed by the Prime Minister of India. Therefore, the Election Commission's independence we have to trust. It's an independent body, a constitutional body. Do you still have any doubts about Election Commission after? You don't have. I'm sure you don't have. So we have an Election Commission appointed by the Prime Minister and the Minister. Leader of the opposition walks out. Before that, the role of the Chief Justice of India was taken out. A very credible Election Commission of India is in place now. Then that Election Commission of India, immediately after these two election commissioners were appointed, announces a 7-phase poll. So which means they did it at such speed, like the 5 crore votes. They took charge, and in a day or two, isn't it, Sujata? Just a day or two, they could announce 7-phase elections. And we have a place called Jammu and Kashmir. Now it is not a state. It's not a state anymore. They have, for each phase, 1 seat. Elections were announced. Each phase, 1 seat. 7 seats, 7 phases. Since we are in Tamil Nadu, we should take Tamil Nadu as the base for our understanding of the ingenuity of the Election Commission of India. Tamil Nadu has how many seats? 39. Yes, 39. You are right. Election Commission also tells us there are 39. The point is this. The point is, so far, we have the hiking of the votes. We have not yet seen the hiking of seats. That might also come. Because, the more independent Election Commission becomes, the more such things will come. So if Election Commission continues to be independent like this in the years to come, not only are votes going to be hiked, but our seats also going to be hiked. So far today, with this kind of an independence, you have 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. 39 seats in Tamil Nadu. How many phases of polling you had? Just 1. Andhra Pradesh, my state, has 25 seats. We also had 1 phase. But Rajasthan has 25 seats, very close to Andhra Pradesh. But Rajasthan had 2 phases. Karnataka has 28 seats so far. It also has 2 phases. Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka has 28 seats, has 2 phases. Madhya Pradesh has 29 seats, 1 seat more. But Madhya Pradesh had 4 phases. Jharkhand has 14 seats. 14. It had 4 phases. Assam has 14 seats. It had 3 phases of polling. Chhattisgarh has 11 seats and it has 3 phases. I don't have to repeat that 39 seats in Tamil Nadu had 1 phase, and Assam 14 3 phases, Chhattisgarh 11 3 phases, Maharashtra 48, just about 9 seats more. Maharashtra had 5 phases. Tamil Nadu had 39 seats, Bihar had 40 seats, Bihar had 5 phases. Tamil Nadu has 39 seats in one phase and Bihar 40 seats in 7 phases. 39 one phase, 40 7 phases. Bengal 42, 39 Tamil Nadu, 42 Bengal. Bengal has 7 phases. Can you do that? Can you? And within just 2-3 days, or maybe one day, after taking charge, elaborate plan. I can understand UP has 7 phases because it's a huge 80 seats state. I can understand. But Jharkhand, Assam has 3, 4, 3, 4. Why? Is there a rationale behind it? There are some people asking these questions, stupid questions these are. There must be a rationale, isn't it? Otherwise, why will an independent constitutional body have so many phases? There must be some great reason, which, people like Vijay Shankar and Paneerselvam, Parakala Prabakar can't understand these things. And of course, if we can't understand, you can't understand at all. They can understand. But what I want is, I am a very curious person, like all of you. I want to understand. Therefore, I want the Election Commission to tell me why in some states 7 phases, in some states 3 phases, 4 phases, 5 phases, 2 phases, and in some states only 1 phase. Just want to understand, that's all. Not doubting. No doubt at all. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to, divide India. I'm not to work against India. I'm not trying to, anti-social, tukde gang. I'm not. I'm not also trying to destabilize the government. No idea of that at all. And I have no doubt about the independence and autonomy of the Election Commission of India. Be clear about it. Please don't go out and say Parakala Prabakar came and he cast aspersions on Election Commission of India. He doubted their integrity, their impartiality. No, absolutely not. Please be clear about this. I am only trying to understand things. Why you have, in 7 states you had 7 phases, in 25 seats, 1 phase, 39 seats, 1 phase, and 40 seats, 7 phases. Why? I just want to understand. And tomorrow, when I want to do something at home, I can also try and do things in 5 phases, 3 phases, 7 phases. Suppose I want to go and, wash my car. I would like to think if I can do it in 5 phases. Just out of, that kind of a knowledge I want to acquire. There are some people who say these elections are not held very fairly. Some people say that. I asked them, why do you say that? They told me that, before the elections, 2 chief ministers were arrested. And one became a former chief minister just before the arrest, and the other one is a sitting chief minister. So they could not campaign against the. Both were very good campaigners. Some people were doubting, raising these doubts. Not my doubts. So they said, if such strong leaders who are opposed to the government are arrested, they are feeling that the election may be not very fair. That's one point they are saying. I'm just conveying what they were talking to me. The second thing is that the main challenger, main opposition party, its bank accounts were frozen. And when the bank accounts are frozen, when two chief ministers were arrested, these people think the elections can't be fair. Isn't it ridiculous? Isn't it? How can you call an election unfair if just two chief ministers are arrested and one main opposition political party's funds are frozen? Can you call that unfair election? You can't. I don't know why people say that kind of a thing. And we have something called Model Code of Conduct. And these elaborate things that you can do, you cannot do, you should not do, and all that there is some list. And when the Prime Minister said that the opposition parties will snatch Mangal Sutras of women, take away your goats and cows. Some people thought it's violation of Model Code of Conduct. How ridiculous. What's wrong? Is there something wrong, Vijay Shankar Garu? Nothing wrong. If they say they'll snatch Mangal Sutras, people eat meat, people who give birth to a lot of children. Such things don't violate Model Code of Conduct. Why will they? So some people think that, these are violations of Model Code of Conduct. But the Independent Election Commission, after giving it a serious thought, they thought it's not violation at all. So it's not a violation. You have to trust. When they think it is not a violation of Model Code of Conduct, won't you agree? It's a constitutional body, independent body, autonomous body. So this is another, very frivolous kind of a charge. People who want to defame India, people who want to divide India, undermine the authority of the government, they talk these things. But more importantly, some people have, I don't know why people do this, but they've done. What they've done is, they have meticulously recorded what was the poll percentage that was announced by the Election Commission of India at 7 o'clock and 8:45. And then eventually what was the final vote. These people, for, not having anything better to do, have done this. They just noted down. And they said, look, at 7 o'clock, you said 5 votes were polled, or 5% was polled. At 8:45, 5.5% was polled. After 11 days, you say 15% was polled. And they are doubting Election Commission of India. How can you doubt? Should we? No. See, goodbye. He's a model citizen. He has no doubts about election commission. But I want to know, how is it possible that in Kerala, for instance, in Thrissur, see, Kerala recorded, according to these people, when they calculated 7 o'clock what was the count, and 7:45 what was the count, 8:45 what was the count, and after 5 days what was the count, they came to the conclusion, they've done some calculations, and they said it is about 86,000 odd votes was the hike. It just happened. So it's just so happened. That's all. It so happened that BJP won that seat with 86,000 votes. And some people are doubting, these are two related. How can you say that these two are related? It just happened. It happens sometimes, isn't it? And in some states, about 12.5% votes were more than what was revealed at 7 o'clock and 8:45. This 12.5% we came to know when the Election Commission announced these figures after 11 days, 5 days, 4 days, and 3 days. After they also did a lot of calculation and announced this. After all those calculations, it so happened that the initial estimate of the initial figure of the Election Commission and the final figure announced by the Election Commission after 11 days after the first phase, and 3 days after, and second phase, no, even today we don't have any figures at all, even today. In the whole thing, you had an addition of 4 crore 65 lakhs odd, roughly about 5 crores they say. Now, let us see that this probably had happened. We don't know. And I remember Indra Kumar saying, you were talking about speed. Speed with which polling, he talks about 1 minute per vote. Did I understand your Tamil correctly? Yeah. You have very poor opinion about our electorate. He thinks that people can't vote like that. But Election Commission thinks they can. But overall, if you look at this figure of 5 crores, roughly 4 crores 65 lakhs, spread over 542 constituencies, it makes not much of a difference, does it? About 6% or something like that. When I said this, they said no. You see, you can't look at it like that, because it has not happened everywhere. In UP, for instance, UP, the difference between the 8:45 on the polling day and 3 days or 5 days or 7 days or whatever of the final figure when they announced was, in some phases it is 0.21, in some phases it is 0.25, in some phases it is 0.28 and things like that. In previous elections, the difference never exceeded 1%. But in this election, remember, you must remember, whenever you see that kind of a thing, you must remember we are living in New India. New India, it's possible. And you know, the problem with all of us is that we are still thinking in the old methods. That, you know, the difference cannot be more than 1%. The difference cannot be more than 0.28%, 38%, things like that. It is possible. In Andhra Pradesh, my state, it is 12.5%. 12.5%. And those 12.5% votes, they meant about more than 1 lakh of votes per constituency. If you want the precise figures, there is some report called Vote for Democracy. Some people have got together and, you know, they made this report. If you're interested, Indra will, you know, I heard him asking for people to look at the QR code and you'll get the things. Do that, take a look at that. But the point is this. Point is that not all the constituencies are selected for this speed. Some constituencies are faster in polling than other constituencies. Some states are faster. And in the second phase, we have no data at all. They are much faster. And in that second phase, the results are astounding. Do you want to know the results in the second phase? Very interesting figures. You'll be astonished. You have that, Indra, readily with you? You have not noted. I'll give you. Second phase.
Sir, in making.
No, the results.
Oh, results.
Results. Making is over. We have crossed making. Astounding results because the data is not available. Some states, no, I'm talking about the results. How many seats were won? Yeah. I'll give you. I had to have that somewhere. Anyway, in some states, because the data is not available, we do not know, but 3 out of 3, 4 out of 4 have gone to NDA, means BJP. 10 out of 11, 14 out of 16, 5 out of 7 have gone to NDA. No data available. We don't know what is the polling percentage initially and what is the final. Final we don't have at all for second phase even today. So this is how we had the election conducted. Now the calculation according to the Vote for Democracy report is that 79 seats have changed hands because of this kind of a fast polling. And Akka is laughing, thinking that, you know, it all happened somewhere, nothing happened here. You're wrong. Because what is the percentage of polling by BJP in Tamil Nadu. Yeah, 18. That is the thing. Fast polling means more votes to NDA. So next time the faster polling, there will be seats also. That's what some people are saying. I'm not saying. I'm just only, since you're interested in this, I just wanted to tell you. Now, if this is the calculation, then if the calculation is that the NDA BJP benefited by 79 seats, if that were not the case, the NDA BJP would have been 213. And India Alliance could have been, instead of 237, 316. On the basis of this, some people are raising the question of the title of this program. Is the 2024 mandate stolen? Isn't it? Is it? Election Commission says no. One more thing. Election Commission is also not saying no. Did it say no?
Neither yes nor no.
That is the reason why Election Commission has also not said no yet. In fact, the Vote for Democracy people have written a letter, still believing that New India answers letters. And last time, when I spoke to one of the authors of this report, he told me that we've written and we are waiting for the reply. And I'm sure, I'm here, they wouldn't have got the reply. And I don't think they will ever get the reply. And somebody went to the court about EVM, VVPAT and things like that, just a few weeks ago. And that was, I think, Delhi High Court. Delhi High Court or Supreme Court? Supreme Court. I was told that the bench had said that, look, elections are over. The new government is in place. Why are you raking up all these issues? That's what the court was told. Court had said, I believe. And the person who told me this added his own comment. I must tell you that comment also. He said, look, Parakala, this court's comment is like this. Suppose you file a case against somebody saying that this person killed that person. And the court says, look, the man is gone. It's all over. Why are you worried? Why are you coming and wasting the time of the court? He said this. I'm not saying this. But don't you find a logic in it? There is a logic in it. Isn't it? And New India supports that logic. New India does a lot of things. One of it is, supporting this kind of logics. And my domain is very different. When I look at, for instance, old India, I remember very well, most of you also probably know it, that old India, when you look at our national highways, for instance, national highways 1 kilometer of a 4-lane road is 1 kilometer of a 4-lane road in old India. In new India, 1 kilometer of a 4-lane highway is 4 kilometers. It is fast, isn't it? So if you took 1 year to build 1 kilometer of 4-lane road in old India used to say, I built 1 kilometer of road. New India says, I built 4 kilometers of road. So it is 4 times faster. And I'm still surprised many people are suspecting this, speedy polling in, according to the rules, 5 o'clock our polling gets over, isn't it? 6 o'clock? Ah. Yeah. And whoever is in the premises is allowed to vote even if it is beyond 6 o'clock, beyond 7 o'clock, beyond 8 o'clock, isn't it? So if from morning 7 to evening 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 also, 6 o'clock, let's say 6 o'clock, there was a polling of 10 lakh votes. 10 lakhs in 8 hours, 9 hours. And then another 2 hours, you have another 80,000 votes or 1 lakh votes or 1,30,000 votes or 1,50,000 votes polled in each constituency. In a state, almost about 26 lakh votes, 36 lakh votes, 48 lakh votes are polled. That is the new India that we have. And under that new India, the autonomous, independent, impartial, accountable Election Commission of India, we have this kind of a situation. So therefore, people who don't understand the new India, they think there is some fraud here. In fact, there's somebody who told me that this government is inauthentic, this government is illegitimate, this government is an imposter, this government has no right to be in power. They're saying all this. I'm just trying to convey what some people are thinking. And on the face of it, I do not want to distrust the Election Commission of India. Let me make that very clear. But as people are saying this again and again, and when I read this report more than once, I'm not doubting, but I want the Election Commission of India to answer. That's all. I just want answers. And if they give me answers, I take those answers and I'll be happy. But my discomfort is that the Election Commission is not answering. Why is it not answering? If I think more about this, that why Election Commission is not answering, I probably will slowly and slowly begin to doubt the independence, impartiality of the Election Commission of India. I'm beginning. I must confess, I'm beginning. I didn't want to distrust. I always wanted to have full faith in the Election Commission of India. I still want to have the full faith in Election Commission of India. But my feeling is that the Election Commission of India is not helping me. I want some help from the Election Commission of India to trust them. I do not want to go on having this trust deficit in the Election Commission of India. I want to fully trust the Election Commission of India. Can somebody help me to believe in the Election Commission of India? Will you please? If you can't do it, at least tell them to give a proper explanation of why for 7 seats, 7 phase polling, for 25 seats, 1 phase polling, for 14 seats, 3 phase polling. Why? I just want to know. And why and how in some states 12.5% votes are hiked. And if you tell me that, it's all happened in 2 hours or 2.5 hours, how do I believe it?
Phase 2 results.
Yeah.
Not time sheet.
Yeah. In phase 2, Indra had taken out the figures of the seats. 88 seats went to polls, and there is no data of the polling. And in a phase where there is no data of polling, out of 88 seats in Assam, NDA had 154, and the strike rate is very high because there is no data. This is, people think that there is very suspicious. And they're saying that, you need to suspect the impartiality of the Election Commission of India. That's very dangerous. But for those people like you and me who want to trust Election Commission of India, we need help. What kind of a help do we need? We need help in the following things. One, this is the scientific reason why we had these many phases, and this is the scientific reason why number of seats are less but phases are more, and seats are more and phases are less. Some reason has to be there. That we need one. The second thing that we need is, why is it that people are perceiving certain statements as against the moral code of conduct, but why is it that the Election Commission did not find them violative of the moral code of conduct? This is the second one. The third one is, how is it possible practically? You can show it in one constituency that in about 2 hours time you can have 12 to 12.5% vote polled. Just show it somewhere. So these are the 3 things at least. I'm not talking about what happened in Chandigarh, what happened in Surat, and all that is fine. As the eminent judge had said, is gone, dead, over, done. Don't worry about it. The government is in place. Don't worry about it. But at least, as I said, it will also give me some kind of a practical knowledge. If I want to do something, some task, how do I do it in 7 phases? A small task in 7 phases, big task in 1 phase, isn't it? So these are some of the techniques. And if the Election Commission comes out and gives us a comprehensive explanation to this, maybe Harvard and other business schools also will come, because you see they've done studies on dabbawalas of Mumbai. Why not ECI? Why not? You see, it's not an ordinary thing to have that kind of a hike. It should be studied. And who better than Harvard or somebody like that? I'm sure they will be very interested to do this. The point is that if we don't talk about this, it will die. this report will die. As many things are dying in this country. Do you know what all have died in this country? You say yes or no when I ask you. Okay. Do you remember there's a state called Manipur? You do? You don't. Don't lie. Do you remember we had a large number of migrant workers walking hundreds of kilometers, thousands of kilometers? Do you remember? You don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember when, I got very upset when petrol was touching 100 rupees. Now I am not anymore. Are you? When dollar was touching 80, now it's okay, isn't it? So if 79 seats changed hands, it's okay. If those who have to be in parliament are in jail, it's okay. Those who have to be in jail are in parliament is okay. Have you seen a magic show ever? Have you been to a magic show? Most of you must have, isn't it? And in a magic show, the magician pulls out a pigeon from a hat. You are thrilled, isn't it? But magician is not thrilled because he knows it's fraud. So today the winners are not thrilled. Do you notice that? Do you notice that? But the magician will be happy because he collects money from your tickets. And today the winners are in power. So they are not thrilled, but okay. But now they know that there was a fraud. They do not yet know that you know it. If they come to know that you also know it, then there will be panic. So I want Indra Kumar and others and Voice of Tamil Nadu to make sure that everyone knows this. So that the winners know that we all know. When we look at them, even if we are normally looking at them, they will feel, oh my God, Vijay Shankar is suspecting me. Vijayaka is suspecting me. She thinks that I have not won, but I am sitting here. But if you don't do that, then they'll become very confident. These people don't know. I can do anything. Like the magician. Now he got me the data. I'll just give you the data to understand. Assam, in second phase, 5 seats have gone for poll. 4 seats were won by BJP in Assam. It's anyway, yeah, NDA. In West Bengal, 3 seats have gone for poll, and all the 3 were won by BJP. In UP, 8 have gone to the polls in the second phase where the data is not declared. 8 out of 8 were won by BJP. Madhya Pradesh, 6 went to the polls. 6 out of 6 were won by the BJP. In Chhattisgarh, 3 went to the poll in the second phase. All the 3 were won by BJP. In Tripura, 1 went to the poll. That 1 was won by the BJP. J&K, 1 went to the poll. No data. That 1 was won by BJP. Karnataka, 14 have gone to the polls in second phase. 12 have gone to BJP out of 14. Rajasthan, 13 went to the polls in the second phase. 10 were won by BJP. So there is no data means what? I mean, some of you are connecting and saying that if there is no data, BJP is winning. No, it so happened. So this magic, if they know that you know, then the scene will be very different. If they know that you do not know and you will not know, then the scene will be different. One more thing I would like to say to you is this. I think Indra had mentioned this. I would just reiterate that. Why is no political party taking it seriously? Why is it? So if no political party is taking it seriously, what can we do? What should we do? Before you come to any conclusion about that, I want you to remember this very clearly, that elections are not a game played by 2 political parties or 2 leaders or 2 alliances or some political parties. Please remember this. Elections are for the people of India, not for the political parties, not for the leaders, not for alliances. If you think that, they will look after this, they will fight in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha or Assembly, and we'll watch and have fun. I said very well that man or this lady is, it's no fun. It's no fun. It is ours and our mandate. And we have to see that our mandate is reflected properly. It is not tampered with. It is not violated. It is not hijacked. It is not stolen. If there are any doubts, like whatever doubts have expressed, those things will have to be clarified. Now, clarification, not suspicion, just clarification. Clarification when the person or the institution that is to clarify these things is not forthcoming to clarify. As a citizen, we need to compel them to clarify. How do we compel them to clarify? Don't expect the political parties to do the job for you. Because this is a demand-driven situation, not a supply-side situation. It's not that, they are very nice, they will supply us. No. You have to demand that you need to explain to me, you have to tell us, you have to clarify. You have to come clean on this. So that means that we need to, even if it is on a small scale, we need to protest, ask them. Whoever is the representative of the government of India, the state of India, the president of India, it could be governor, it could be collector, because collector is appointed by the president of India, isn't it? Or the high court or whatever. I think we need to go and tell them, please ask them to give us an explanation. A delegation can meet. Every day 5 people go and meet the governor and say, we want explanation. Every day in the governor's engagements list, there will be 10 people who are expressly coming to ask for an explanation from the Election Commission of India. Is that possible? Can we do that, Indra? If you don't do that, in fact, when we were coming from the airport, I just showed him a small dharna. Why can't there be a dharna, continuous dharna? Otherwise, this will die. Something has to be done. And are the postcards available in Tamil Nadu? They are? Okay. What if hundreds and thousands and lakhs and lakhs and lakhs of postcards are written to the President of India or the Election Commission of India? We want an explanation. Reasonable, not expensive. In fact, I suggest that Indra, so many postcards can go to the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Rashtrapati Bhavan is big. But in a few months, Rashtrapati should not have enough space to move around. Every room has bundles and bundles of postcards asking for the explanation. That's all. No doubts about anything. Just an explanation. Give us, tell us. Mahamahim, please tell us. Can this be done? You say yes, but you won't do. Who will do? Can you write a letter? Can you write a small postcard? Please do. And make other people write. Instead of, you know, the other day I met somebody who was very upset with what's happening in the country about polarization, communalization, etc., etc. And I asked him, "You're upset about this?" He said, "Yes." Then, like a fool, I asked him, "What are you doing about it?" You know what he said? "Didn't you see my Facebook post? I've already posted." So his job is over. Job will not be over if you post it on Facebook or Twitter and say that you have done it. No. Do something on the ground, physically, not merely digitally. See that such doubts are gone from the minds of the people. Until these doubts are clarified, we should go on asking. If we don't ask questions, our democracy will not survive. Today, they might not have done anything wrong, but if you don't ask, they will feel these fellows are not asking. As you know, one very important politician in this country says, "Picture abhi baki hai." This is only trailer. So if this is the case, then if now it is 5 crore votes, next time it will be, because you know, in 2 hours time, if people can, 5 crore people can vote now, in 5 years time, they'll be much more qualified and much more capable, much more skilled to vote. 50 you said? Oh, 50, you see. Very optimistic. 50 crores of votes. Then, those people and parties who are now feeling that, you know, if we had worked a bit harder, we could have won this election. I tell them, if this is the case, forget about it. this won't happen. Vijayakka, you will have problem here also. Thank you very much.